For us today, this senior 2-year-old, a cow that just have so much ring presence, and I've never had a cow just gracefully walk the shavings, just freer moving on them rear feet and legs. View her from behind, maybe just a little more height and width at the top of the rear udder, a little more chest, a little more open to the rib as today than this senior 3. This senior 3, a youthful looking cow, you do admire that dairiness. But for us today, when you're standing in line, she's just a little more comfortable in them rear feet and legs. Not to take anything away from this young milking yearling, a cow that's getting plenty full milk, but just a beautiful trio here for your intermediate champion. Give them a nice round of applause.
Congratulations to our intermediate champion winners of our Eastern Fall National Holstein Show. Your 2025 intermediate champion was entry 2584, MD Locust Crest P. Zuranaya, exhibited by Chris Chase, Connor Savage, and Tom McHero of Union Bridge, Maryland. Your reserve intermediate champion was entry 2492, your winning senior 3-year-old, Pierston Master Juno E.T., exhibited by Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. And your honorable mention intermediate champion was the winning milking yearling, entry 2416, Petty Clerk Bullseye Abalia, exhibited by Alfie Stolzfus, Gap, Pennsylvania. Congratulations. Once we finish up picturing our intermediate champion award winners, we will begin with our 4-year-old milking class in the Holstein ring. Thank you.
In our brown Swiss ring, Judge Hill has picked his junior best 3 female groups. In second place is entry 1798, the entry from Spots Pride Farm, Amy and Emily Iser. And our winning entry is entry 1796, the entry from Hannah Balthaser. Judge Hill, your reasons.
3 outstanding groups for your junior best 3 class. Certainly a class that, as an exhibitor, I always strive very hard to have a good group out here. And I commend these breeders for having this amount of quality. The group that starts the class does so because of their uniformity and their makeup. So extremely stylish and correct through their rump structure. So similar in their size and their pattern. Over the extremely strong, powerful group coming out in second with your junior champion heifer. They have the advantage in this strength up front, the width and the power through the chest over the extremely dairy quality group coming out in third. Congratulations.
There were 3 entries in our junior best 3 female division. If you're marking your catalogs, entry 1796 was our first place entry. Entry 1798 was second. Entry 1800 was third. And entries 1799, 1801, and 1802 did not show. We're going to begin the milking division of our Brown Swiss show right now. And we'd like to thank our breed supporters, Four Seasons Farm, Rita and James Kennedy family, Highlinger Swiss, Hoodstead Farm, Scott and Judy Hood, Round Hill Acres, and South Creek Acres for their generous support of the show.
Checkoff. American Dairy Association Northeast, making every drop count. From the dairy farm to the consumer's smartphone, we give them a behind-the-scenes look at how dairy farmers produce nutritious milk, care for their cows, and protect the environment. Our popular virtual farm tours connect students, parents, and teachers with dairy farmers for a live video tour of a farm. Over 500,000 students and families have joined the tours to learn more about dairy. Find more information about our upcoming virtual farm tours to share with your community at americandairy.com.
In our Brown Swiss ring, we have a single entry in our milking yearling heifer class, but congratulations to Greg Harrison for his bred and owned winner and best owner of the class, Brookfield CLPS Sally E.T. Judge Hill.
Just a single entry in your milking yearling class, but what an exceptional individual. She's just fresh a couple weeks here. A heifer that's has so much power and strength through the front end. She's got that beautiful sweep to her rib, and you get back behind, you see that rear udder and that climb and the smooth attachment. You really admire this young cow. Congratulations.
As we begin our mature cow classes, I'd like to reintroduce our judges for today. Our judge, Philip Topp of Botkins, Ohio, returns to Harrisburg to place our Eastern Fall National Holstein Show and the Premier National Junior Guernsey Show. He and his wife, Carrie, own a small herd of 40 registered dairy cows representing multiple breeds. Topp has been highly active in the show ring, exhibiting numerous champions at the Ohio State Fair, World Dairy Expo, and the North American International Livestock Exposition. Philip co-owns a fabricating and maintenance business specializing in stainless steel TIG welding. He and Carrie have 3 children, Aubrey, Aiden, and Elena. Topp has judged several county, district, and state fairs, as well as the International Brown Swiss shows in Peru and Mexico. His resume includes officiating the Jersey Jug at the North American International Livestock Exposition in 2019 and the Guernsey Show at North American in 2021. At World Dairy Expo, he was the Associate Judge in 2016 for the Jersey International Show and in 2021 for the Brown Swiss Show. He was the official judge in 2019 for the International Ayrshire Show, in 2022 for the Guernsey Show, in 2023 for the International Red and White Show, and in 2024 for the Brown Swiss Show. In 2024, he judged the All-American Milking Shorthorn Show and the Premier National Junior Holstein Show at our All-American Dairy Show. Our associate judge today is Judge Jason Zimmerman of Avon, New York. He will serve as our associate today. Jason has extensive experience fitting and exhibiting All-Americans across all breeds. A Virginia Tech graduate, Zimmerman was part of the 2010 National Champion 4-H judging team and the 2011 Reserve Champion Collegiate judging team. His judging assignments include numerous local, regional, and state shows along the Eastern Seaboard. Zimmerman currently works as a dairy nutrition consultant with Holtz-Nelson Consulting and owns cattle with his wife, Kayla. Let's give our two judges a big warm welcome as they start to sort through our 4-year-old class.
Judge Hills completed his placings in the summer 2-year-old class. Our Brennan Owen winner is entry 1807, Brookfield F. Choice Shelby, exhibited by Isabel Hauser. Second place in the class is entry 1806, Empire Diego Lily ETV, exhibited by Dylan Fry. And our first place winner in Best Udder class is entry 1808, Hills Valley Daredevil Wyndham, exhibited by Brandon and Madison Nickerson. Congratulations.
Beautiful class of summer 2-year-olds at the start of the cow show here, and what a handy winner with this beautiful udder young cow. A cow that has extremely balanced to her frame, not the largest 2-year-old in the world, but what a beautiful, beautiful mammary system that she has. We love the venation, the definition of seam, and the quality to the mammary system. It is that quality and definition of seam that carries her over the large, powerful cow coming on in second. The second place cow, you really admire the head and neck and the angularity that she has through the front end. It is that angularity, cleanliness, and dairy quality that carries her over the cow in third. The cow in third, you really like the rear udder that she has, the venation to the rear udder, the mammary altogether. But we want to straighten out that top line, knock that tail head down a little bit to make her more competitive with the cows in front of her. Congratulations.
If you're marking your catalog in the Brown Swiss Summer Junior 2-year-old class, there were 4 entries exhibited. Entry 1804 was third. Entry 1806 was second. Entry 1807 was our Brennan Owen winner and also 4th place. And entry 1808 was first in Best Udder. We have a single entry in our junior 2-year-old class in the Brown Swiss ring. Congratulations to entry 1812, Shadow Valley Sky High Tully, exhibited by Haley Mulhern. Congratulations, Judge Hill.
Just a single entry in the junior 2-year-old class, but what a fine individual she is. A cow that has tremendous balance all the way through, so much width through her chest floor, and she carries that width back through her pins and her rear udder. A cow that has tremendous quality to the mammary system, a definition of seam, and nice short teat placement. Congratulations.
Attention Holstein exhibitors, our judges have completed their placings in our 4-year-old class. In third and second in our Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show is entry 2509, Windy Knoll View Pansy, exhibited by Justin Burdett, Mercersburg, Pennsylvania. In second place was entry 2520, Kerr Vale Unstopped Shut-Eye ET, exhibited by Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. And in first Pennsylvania and best bred and owned is entry 2511, Sweet Peas Movin' Aruba, exhibited by Madison and Tyler J. Sawden, Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. Judge, your comments on the class.
What a nice class of 4-year-old cows here. With that being said, not the easiest place to class. We have some different shapes and sizes and stages of lactation. But this first cow, a month fresh, just a beautiful mammary system. A cow that shows us so much dairy strength, so much dairiness all the way through. It is that cleanliness back through that rump structure, a little more levelness to the hooks to pins. Not to take anything away from this beautiful udder cow coming here in second. It is that mammary system that takes her over. A cow in third. Second, cow's just a little bit neater right up through that fore-udder, blends into the body wall a little nicer than the third cow. Love the third cow, the angularity, the dairiness all the way through. Just shows us a little more definition, a seam, a little more cleanliness up through that head and neck, a little more femininity up through that head and neck than the big, powerful white cow coming out here in fourth. Cow in fourth over the cow in fifth, just a little harder over that loin region. It just tracks a little neater on them rear feet and legs, but a wonderful class of 4-year-olds.
If you're marking your catalogs in our Holstein show, we had 14 entries in our 4-year-old class. Entry 2505 was 7th, entry 2506 was 4th, entry 2508 was 12th, entry 2509 was 3rd and 2nd Pennsylvania, Windy Knoll View Pansy, exhibited by Justin Burdett, Mercersburg, Pennsylvania. Entry 2510 was a scratch. Entry 2511 was first PA and best bred and owned, Sweet Peas Movin' Aruba, exhibited by Madison and Tyler J. Soden, Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. Entry 2513 was 8th, entry 2514 was 5th, entry 2515 was a scratch, entry 2516 was 11th, entry 2517 was 6th, entry 2518 was 9th, entry 2520 was 2nd, Kerr Vale Unstopped Shut-Eye ET, exhibited by Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. And entry 2521 was 10th. We now have our 5-year-old class coming into the ring.
Judge Hill has completed his placings in the senior 2-year-old class. Our bred and owned winner is entry 1821, Corland Shooting Star, exhibited by Courtney Bell. In second place is entry 1822, Old Mill S Lady May, exhibited by Alan Bassler and Jamie Long. And our winning entry in the class is entry 1826, Gasviewed Norman Lexington, exhibited by Jenna Lenhart and Dylan Fry. Congratulations. Judge Hill.
Another nice class of senior 2-year-olds for this brown Swiss breed. The cow that wins the class does so very handily based on the combination of width up front, the style through her frame, and the width through the mammary system. What a very complete individual, very balanced all the way through. She has that advantage of the width through the mammary system over the beautiful, stylish cow coming out in second. The cow in second, just really smooth in her attachments to the mammary system. We'd like to see a little more width. I think she's going to be really interesting another year, but not today. But she has that advantage of style and balance to her frame over the cow coming out in third. Third and fourth, very different individuals. I made a switch towards the end. I prefer the way that the rear udder climbs up on the third place cow over the fourth, but a really nice side view profile cow coming out in fourth. Congratulations.
For those of you marking your catalog in the brown Swiss ring, there were 5 entries in the senior 2-year-old class. Entry 1820 was 5th. 1821 was our bred and owned winner, Corland Shooting Star, exhibited by Courtney Bell, and she also placed 3rd. 1822 was 2nd, Old Mill S Lady May, exhibited by Alan Bassler and Jamie Long. Entry 1824 did not show. 1826 was our winner, Garstview Norman Lexington, exhibited by Jenna Lenhart and Dylan Fry. And entry 1827 was 4th. Now entering the ring are our junior 3-year-old entries. Again, we'd like to acknowledge Ag Engraving for sponsoring our first place awards.
Attention Holstein exhibitors, our judges have completed their placings in our 5-year-old class. In 4th and 2nd Pennsylvania is entry 2525, Sonnen Sidekick Jacot Mocha, exhibited by Sierra Grace Sonnen, Millville, Pennsylvania. In 3rd and 1st Pennsylvania is entry 2524, Reichdale LaTruss Free, exhibited by Shaylin Reichard, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. In 2nd place and your best bred and owned of the show is entry 2522, Peace and Plenty Doc Jury, exhibited by Peace and Plenty Farms LLC, Union Bridge, Maryland. And your winner of our 5-year-old class is entry 2529, TTM Jordy Buick, exhibited by Chase Savage, Corey Black, and Alexis Arbaugh, Union Bridge, Maryland. Judge, your comments on the class.
What a nice class of 5-year-old cows here. A class that sorted themselves out quite handily for us. But this first cow, just that ring presence she has, and when she's on the move, she's just a little bit harder in that loin region. Not to take anything away from the second cow, beautiful mammary system cow that's got that open, deep rib. And for us today, she's just a little bit more open in that heart and shows us a little more power all the way through than the silky dairy cow coming here in third. Third over fourth, we're giving an advantage to third cow just a little bit. We prefer the way the teat size and the teat shape and the way they're positioned under that udder, a little nicer turn to the rear udder than your real dairy cow coming here in fourth. Cow in fourth over the cow in fifth. It is that dairiness and that femininity up through that head and neck. It shows us a little more bloom to the mammary system. Fore udder blends in a little bit nicer than the real dairy cow here in fifth. But nice class of 5-year-olds.
If you're marking your catalogs in our 5-year-old class, we had 6 entries. Entry 2522 was second. Peace and Plenty Dog Jury, exhibited by Peace and Plenty Farms, LLC, Union Bridge, Maryland. Entry 2524 was third and first PA, Reichdale LaTrusse Free, exhibited by Shaylin Reichert, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Entry 2525 was fourth and second PA, Sonnen Sidekick Jacot Mocha, exhibited by Sierra Grace Sonnen, Millville, Pennsylvania. Entry 2528 was a scratch. Entry 2529 was your winner of the class, TTM Jordy Buick, exhibited by Chase Savage, Corey Black, and Alexis Arbaugh, Union Bridge, Maryland. And entry 2530 was fifth. We now have our H-Cow class coming into the ring.
If you'll slide your attention to the brown Swiss ring, we have results for the junior 3-year-old class. Second place is entry 1832, North Kill Creek Stella, exhibited by Hannah Balthaser. In first place, and our bred and owned winner, is entry 1833, A Joy F Coconut Cream, exhibited by Abby Evans. Congratulations, Judge Hill.
Nice group of junior 3-year-olds in the Swiss ring. We've got different stages of lactation. The first place cow has only had one calf, but I'm not going to discredit her or anything for that. She's the most dairy cow in the class with the best udder in the class. A cow that's walking on an exceptional set of feet and legs, the most complete individual out here. She has an advantage in frame in the ways she handles her top line and rear udder over the beautiful white cow coming out in second. Second and third is very close in my mind today, but we've got two different cows that are probably couldn't be more different. Giving the advantage of the second cow, just a little more fullness and openness to her rib structure today over the beautiful udder cow coming out in third. The third place cow, what a powerhouse up through her front end, so much width, strength, and completeness up through that shoulder region. I really love the smoothness to the mammary system, especially the way that the rear udder climbs up into the body wall. She has that advantage in the rear udder over the beautiful dark cow coming out in fourth. The fourth place cow, just an extreme dairy quality cow that like to kind of clean up the rear udder a little bit, tighten up that rear udder attachment, like to poke those front teeth down in the front a little bit closer together to move her up in the class today. Congratulations.
If you're marking your catalogs, in the junior 3-year-old class, there were 5 entries shown. Entry 1828 did not show. 1829 was 4th. 1831 was 3rd. 1832 was 2nd, North Kill Creek Stella, exhibited by Hannah Balthaser. Entry 1833 was 1st, and our bred and owned winner, A Joy F Coconut Cream, exhibited by Abby Evans. And entry 1834 was 5th. Coming in the ring now are our senior 3-year-old entries, and our first place awards are sponsored by Ag Engraving.
Attention Holstein exhibitors. Our judge has completed his placings in our H-Cow class. In third and second in our Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show was entry 2533, Dry House M. Addison Rosario, exhibited by Dry House Farm, Belleville, Pennsylvania. In second and first in our Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show was entry 2537, Carl Dot Batista Emma, exhibited by Landry and Dakota Fraley, Muncie, Pennsylvania. And in first and best bred and owned of our H-Cow class was entry 2534, Oakfield Tattoo Tender, E.T., exhibited by Chloe and Claire Lamb, Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. Judge, your comments on the class.
What a real nice class of age cows here, a little bit difference of ages, but this first cow kind of puts it all together for us. A cow that is so balanced from end to end, a cow that tracks a little bit neater on them rear feet and legs. We prefer the way the teat placement, teat size on this first cow over a big dairy cow coming out here in second. Cow in second, you get behind her, you love that mammary system, that venation, And it is that height and width at the top of the rear udder that takes her over the real dairy strength cow here in third. Third over fourth, giving the advantage of the third cow. Just shows us a little more bloom to that mammary system when you get behind her. She's a little fuller and in that rear udder than a real dairy cow here in fourth, but a real nice class of age cows.
If you're marking your catalogs in our Holstein show, we had 6 entries in our age cow class. Entry 2531 was a scratch. Entry 2532 was 4th. Entry 2533 was 3rd and 2nd PA, Dryhouse M. Addison Rosario, exhibited by Dryhouse Farm, Belleville, Pennsylvania. Entry 2534 was 1st and best bred and owned, Oakfield Tattoo Tender E.T., exhibited by Chloe and Claire Lamb, Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. Entry 2535 was a scratch, and entry 2537 was 2nd and 1st PA, Carl Dot Badista Emma, exhibited by Landry and Dakota Fraley, Muncie, Pennsylvania. We now have our 150,000-pound production cow class coming into the ring.
You turn your attention to the Brown Swiss ring in our senior 3-year-old class. Our second place winner was entry 1836, Champion View Hollywood Twin, exhibited by Ellie Weiderman. And our winning entry, also our bred and owned winner, is 1837, Buttons Martini Alana, exhibited by Emily Button. Congratulations.
Just 3 individuals in the senior 3-year-old class, but really 3 outstanding cows. Cows that have the strength and the width and the correctness all the way through. Cows with tremendous width to the mammary system. And this cow that wins the class, she takes it all on her own very easily. Cow that has so much balance to her frame, so much width to her mammary system. You love the venations that she has. She has an advantage, just a little more height to the width to that rear udder attachment, a little more fullness to the rear rib. The cow in second over the cow in third. She's just a little cleaner cut all the way through, just a little more dairy quality up through that head and neck and across the shoulder. But a tremendous cow coming out in third, so much width. So congratulations to these breeders.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you to our candidates for the intermediate champion honors in our Brown Swiss ring. In the milking yearling heifer class, there was 1 entry. First place was 1803, Brookfield CLPS Sally, exhibited by Greg Harrison. There were 4 summer junior 2-year-olds shown. Our winning entry was 1808, Hills Valley Daredevil Wyndham, exhibited by Brandon and Madison Nickerson. Second in the class was 1806, Empire Diego Lily ETV, exhibited by Dylan Fry. There was a single entry in our junior 2-year-old class. 1812 was Shadow Valley Sky High Tully, exhibited by Haley Mulher. In our senior 2-year-old class, there were 5 shown. First place went to 1826. Gast View Morwin, Lexington, exhibited by Jenna Lenhart and Dylan Fry. And second in the class went to 1822 Old Mill S. Lady May, exhibited by Alan Bassler and Jamie Long. There were 5 junior 3-year-olds shown today. 1833 was our first place finisher, A. Joy F. Coconut Creek, exhibited by Abby Evans. And second in the class went to 1832 North Kill Creek Stella, exhibited by Hannah Balthaser. Finally, in our senior 3-year-old class, we had 3 entries. Our winner was 1837 Buttons Martin Alana, exhibited by Emily Button. And second place went to 1836 Champion View Hollywood Twin, exhibited by Ellie Weiderman. As these contestants enter the ring, we'd like to thank Transova Genetics Incorporated for sponsoring both our intermediate and reserve intermediate champion awards. So let's give a round of applause to our candidates for intermediate champion Brown Swiss.
Attention Holstein exhibitors, our judges have completed placing our production cow class. Certainly a group of cows that need no introduction. In third place, and first in our Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show, was entry 2545, McWilliams Gold Chip Bastard, exhibited by Sam McWilliams, Somerset, Pennsylvania. In fourth place and second in our Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show was entry 2543, Millwork Byway Caden E.T., exhibited by Brianna Mills, Thompsontown, Pennsylvania. In second was entry 2544, Peace and Plenty Link Rocky, exhibited by Peace and Plenty Farms, LLC, Union Bridge, Maryland. And your winner and best bred and owned of our production cow class, entry 2542, Oakfield Gold Luck E.T., exhibited by Oakfield Corners Dairy, Alicia and Jonathan Lamb, Oakfield, New York. Judge, your comments on the class.
What a wonderful class of production cows here. With that being said, appreciate every one of these cows for the milk they put through that mammary system, and just still look beautiful to grace the shavings. With that being said, this first cow, just so much ring presence. What a beautiful cow when she's on the move. Just walks a little more freer on them rear feet and legs with a beautiful mammary system. She uses that youthfulness as she's parading around the ring over this big rear udder cow coming out here in second. Cow in second over the cow in third, very close placing for us. We are giving the advantage to the second cow. She's a little higher and wider at the top of the rear udder. More desirable turn to that rear udder as it goes into the body there. Maybe a little smoother on that fore udder as it blends into the body wall over this really dairy strength cow coming here in third. Cow in third over the cow in fourth. A cow that's just a little more youthful, parades around the ring a little more comfortably than the cow coming out here in fourth. But a real nice class of production cows.
I could draw your attention to the brown Swiss ring. We're selecting an intermediate champion. We'll start out with giving all the exhibitors in the Young Cow Show a round of applause. Maybe not the numbers of the heifer show, but certainly the quality is kept going. We've got 4 outstanding individuals placed out here in the center, pulled out the winning summer 2-year-old, the winning senior 2-year-old, then the winning junior 3-year-old, and the winning senior 3-year-old. All individuals that won their classes and were very competitive. Cows that have outstanding mammary systems, a lot of correctness to their frames. Talked about them earlier, and again, I'm not going to waste any time selecting your intermediate champion. For your intermediate champion today would be that winning senior 3-year-old. Cow that has tremendous height and width to that mammary system. A cow that really exemplifies the brown Swiss breed through her front end. Love the width, the strength, and yet the angularity to the shoulder region. For your reserve intermediate champion, going down to the senior 2-year-old, a cow that also has a tremendous frame, a cow that has tremendous dairy quality all the way through, tremendous quality to the mammary system. And if your honorable mention, the beautiful young summer 2-year-old. Cow that has, we love the vaination about the mammary system, and cow that's only going to get better, another calf. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our 2025 All-American Dairy Show Brown Swiss Intermediate Champions. Our intermediate champion was the winning senior 2-year-old, the winning senior 3-year-old, entry 1837, Buttons Martin Alana, exhibited by Emily Button. Our reserve intermediate champion went to the winning senior 2-year-old, entry 1826, Gastview, Norwin, Lexington, exhibited by Jenna Lenhart and Dylan Fry. And for our honorable mention, it was the winning summer junior 2-year-old, entry 1808, Hills Valley Daredevil Wyndham, exhibited by Brandon and Madison Nickerson. Congratulations. Now entering the ring are our 4-year-old brown Swiss cows.
We will now have our selections for senior champion of our Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show coming into our Holstein ring. And we will reintroduce you to those. In our 4-year-old class, our first Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show winner was entry 2511, Sweet Peas Moved in Aruba, exhibited by Madison and Tyler J. Soden, Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. And in second in our 4-year-old class was entry 2520, or entry 2509, Windy Knoll View Pansy, exhibited by Justin Burdett, Mercersburg, Pennsylvania. In our 5-year-old class, our first Pennsylvania was entry 2524, Reichtdale La Trust Free, exhibited by Shaylin Reichert, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. And our second place 5-year-old was entry 2525, Sonnen Sidekick Jacot Mocha, exhibited by Sierra Grace Sonnen, Millville, Pennsylvania. In our H-Cow class, our first Pennsylvania was entry 2531, Carl Dot Batista Emma, exhibited by Landry and Dakota Fraley, Muncie, Pennsylvania. And second Pennsylvania in our H-Cow class was entry 2533, Dry House M. Addison Rosario, exhibited by Dry House Farm, Belleville, Pennsylvania. And in our production cow class, your first base production cow was entry 2545, McWilliams Gold Chip Faster, exhibited by Sam McWilliams, Somerset, Pennsylvania. And our second Pennsylvania production cow was entry 2543, Millwork Byway Caden E.T., exhibited by Brianna Mills, Thompsontown, Pennsylvania.
We just left all these cows out here competing for your senior champion of your Pennsylvania show. All these cows, beautiful mammary systems, high, wide rear udders. We won't, it's getting pretty late, the cows are getting full. Jason's gonna go out and tap your senior champion, your reserve, and honorable mention in that order. But as he does so, let's give him a nice round of applause. We left him in one long line. I did that so Jason could get some exercise. But with that being said, this first prize 4-year-old, she's a handy winner for us. Just a beautiful mammary system. And it is that height and width of the rear udder over your production cow. Production cow over your first prize 5-year-old. You get behind her. She's just got a little more width and height in the rear udder. We've got a little more strength all the way through. Not take anything away from it, but a nice group for your senior champion. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the senior champions of our Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show. Your senior champion winner was the first place 4-year-old, entry 2511, Sweet Peas Move in Aruba, exhibited by Madison and Tyler J. Soden, Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. Your reserve senior champion of the Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show was the winning production cow, entry 2545, McWilliams Gold Chip Faster, exhibited by Sam McWilliams, Somerset, Pennsylvania. And honorable mention champion honors went to your winning 5-year-old, entry 2524, Reichtdale La Trust Free, exhibited by Shaylin Reichert, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. We will now have our junior champion and intermediate champion of our Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show coming in for our grand champion selection of the Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show. We now have our grand champion lineup coming out for our Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show. From yesterday, the junior champion of the Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show. She was Ocean View Silver Diva, exhibited by Alfie Stoltzfus of Gap, Pennsylvania. And your intermediate champion, entry 2416, Petty Clerk Bullseye Abelia, exhibited by Alfie Stoltzfus of Gap, Pennsylvania. Your reserve intermediate champion was entry 2487, Harview Hancock Fan, exhibited by Ron Wiles, Roaring Springs, Pennsylvania. And your senior champion of our PA Fall Show was your winning 4-year-old, entry 2511, Sweet Peas Movin' Aruba, exhibited by Madison and Tyler J. Soden, Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. And reserve intermediate champion went to your winning production cow, Nick Williams Gold Chip Aster, exhibited by Sam McWilliams, Somerset, Pennsylvania. Judge, your comments.
We won't take long on the mic, we're sharing it, but we pulled out your, for your grand champion of your Pennsylvania show, you have your pair of calves from yesterday, you have your young cows, and your intermediate champions and your senior champions, all outstanding individuals. Jason will go out and he'll congratulate your grand champion, your reserve, and honorable mention in that order, but give these Pennsylvania breeders and exhibitors one nice round of applause. It's splitting hairs between these three cows, but for us today, this milking yearling is just on the money. A cow that's held her milk, but I just love the dairy femininity all the way through that height and width rear udder. Over your cow here, your junior 3 for your reserve. Junior 3 over your 4-year-old, just a cow that's a little bit fuller in her midsection. She's got a little more drop to that rear flank, a little more spring to that fore and rear rib, but what a trio of heifers for your champion. Congratulations.
If you'll shift your attention to the brown Swiss ring, we have completed placings in the 4-year-old cow class. In second place is entry 1843, Stocks Martin Twist Twin, exhibited by Trey Daubert. She is also your bred and owned winner of the class and Best Hunter Award. And in first place is entry 1841, Empire Winright Lotus, exhibited by Dylan Fry. Congratulations.
Another exceptional group of cows out here in the brown Swiss ring, just 4 individuals, but quality all the way down through. At the top of the class, we have this beautiful frame cow that's so stylish, so dairy, yet has that strength and width up front. She has a beautiful mammary system, giving her the advantage over the second cow because of that frame. The second place cow giving her the best udder ribbon today because she has just so much height to their rear udder. I like to straighten her out across that top line to get her in the top spot, but what a beautiful dairy individual she is. She has that advantage in the mammary system over the cow in third. So much height and width to the mammary system, so long and smooth in the fore udder attachment. The cow in third, I really admire the quality that she has in the side view profile. I like to widen her out at the top of the rear udder to move her up in the class today, but she has that advantage in fullness and bloom to get her over the cow in fourth. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the Grand Champion Award winners of our Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show. Your grand champion was the winning milking yearling, entry 2416, Petty Clerk Bullseye Abelia, exhibited by Alfie Stoltzfus, Gap, Pennsylvania. Reserve champion honors went to your winning junior 3-year-old, entry 2487, Harview Hancock Fan, exhibited by Ron Wiles, Roaring Springs, Pennsylvania. And honorable mention honors went to your winning 4-year-old, entry 2511, Sweet Peas Movin' Aruba, exhibited by Madison and Tyler J. Soden, Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. We would also like to congratulate Madison and Tyler on Sweet Peas Movin' Aruba being named your best bred and owned animal of the Pennsylvania Fall Holstein Show.
Check off. American Dairy Association Northeast, making every drop count. Dairy farmers work hard to prepare feed for their cows. But what's the point if it's scattered and messy and the cows can't reach the feed to eat it? It's the same in the dairy aisle. Processors use quality milk to make a variety of yogurts that appeal to different tastes. But what's the point if the section looks empty, messy, and shoppers can't reach the products they want? Just like robotic feed pushers move fresh feed towards cows in the barn, yogurt dividers move inventory to the front of the dairy case, keeping it in reach for busy customers. The retail team at American Dairy Association Northeast works closely with dairy case managers to make it easier for customers to access dairy and to ensure that dairy cases are clean, cold, and well stocked. Want to find out more about your dairy checkoff investment? Visit americandairy.com.
511, Sweet Peas Move in Aruba, exhibited by Madison and Tyler J. Soden, Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. In second place in our 4-year-old class was entry 2520, Kerrvale Unstopped Shut-Eye ET, exhibited by Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. In our 5-year-old class, your winning 5-year-old was entry 2529, TTM Jordy Buick, exhibited by Chase Savage, Corey Black, and Alexis Arbaugh, Union Bridge, Maryland. And in second place in your 5-year-old class was entry 2522, Peace and Plenty Doc Jury, exhibited by Peace and Plenty Farms, LLC, Union Bridge, Maryland. And in our H-Cow class, your winning H-Cow and best bred and owned of that class was entry 2534, Oakfield Tattoo Tender ET, exhibited by Chloe and Claire Lamb, Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. And in second place in your H-Cow class was entry 2531, Carl Batista Emma, exhibited by Landry and Dakota Fraley, Muncie, Pennsylvania. And last but certainly not least, in our production cow class, your winner and best bred and owned was entry 2542, Oakfield Gold Luck ET, exhibited by Oakfield Corners Dairy, Alicia and Jonathan Lamb, Oakfield, New York. And in second place in your production cow class was entry 2544, Peace and Plenty Link Rocky, exhibited by Peace and Plenty Farms, LLC, Union Bridge, Maryland.
In our Brown Swiss ring, Judge Hill has completed his placings for the 5-year-old cow class. In third place is entry 1845. Second place is entry 1847, Hilltop Acres DB Whisper ETV, exhibited by Dylan Fry. And our winning entry and also our bred and owned award winner is 1844, Colebrook Creek DT Alina, exhibited by Abigail Wilbur. Congratulations.
3 outstanding individuals in the 5-year-old class. The cow that wins the class, just the most complete to me today. Not a hole in this cow, not the biggest cow in the world, but a cow that has so much balance to her frame. She has that width to her chest. What a beautiful, beautiful memory system. There's not a thing you want to change about it. She has an advantage in the memory system, a little smoother at the top of the rear udder attachment than the beautiful cow coming out in second. Cow coming out in second, just so much length of frame, so much power, so much strength, and yet so much dairy quality about that frame. really admire the quality of this cow. She has an advantage in the fullness and the balance to the 4 quarters over the beautiful dairy cow coming out in third. Congratulations.
In our Holstein ring, our judge has selected his candidates for senior champion of the Eastern Fall National Holstein Show.
Pulled out 4 cows here for your senior champion of the All-American, and 4 incredible cows in their own right. Weren't very big classes, but they were deep all day. We got your winning 4-year-old, your winning 5-year-old H cow and production cows. Just cows that are beautiful mammary systems, beautiful rib structures, cows that walk on a great set of feet and legs. I'll go out and I'll congratulate your senior champion, your reserve, and honorable mention in that order. But let's give these breeders and exhibitors a nice round of applause. For us today, it's very, very close, but we are giving the edge to this H cow. For us, just a cow that parades around the ring so gracefully. For us, it's that levelness on the floor of the udder, and a cow that may be a little crack tighter on that loin region. Not to take anything away from that beautiful 5-year-old. You love her ring presence, and it is that drop to that forward rear rib that takes her over your recently fresh 4-year-old here. 4-year-old with a beautiful mammary system. Give this cow a month. She'll be fighting with these other 2, but congratulations on your senior champions.
Congratulations to our senior champions of the 2025 Eastern Fall National Holstein Show. Your grand champion was your winning H cow, entry 2534, Oakfield Tattoo Tender ET, exhibited by Chloe and Claire Lamb, Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. Your reserve senior champion goes to the winning 5-year-old, entry 2529, TTM Jordy Buick, exhibited by Chase Savage, Corey Black, and Alexis Arbaugh, Union Bridge, Maryland. And your honorable mention senior champion goes to the winning 4-year-old, entry 2511, Sweet Peas Movin' Aruba, exhibited by Madison and Tyler J. Soden, Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. Congratulations. We now have our selections for Grand Champion of the 2025 Eastern Fall National Holstein Show coming into the ring. Your junior champions of the 2025 Eastern Fall National Holstein Show. Junior champion went to entry 2268, the winning winter cat. Kerrvale Major Buzz ETS, exhibited by Hill, Hawbaker, Oliniak, and Rhodes of Claremont, Maryland. And your reserve junior champion went to the second place winner calf, entry 2291, Ocean View Silver Diva, exhibited by Alfie Stolzfus, Gap, Pennsylvania. Your intermediate champions of the 2025 Eastern Fall National Holstein Show. Your intermediate champion was the winning fall senior 2-year-old, entry 2584, MD Locust Crest P. Zuranaya, exhibited by Chris Chase and Connor Savage and Tom McCuro of Union Bridge, Maryland. And your reserve intermediate champion was your winning senior 3-year-old, entry 2492, Pierston Master Juno ET, exhibited by Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. And last but certainly not least, your senior champions of the 2025 Eastern Fall National Holstein Show. The winning H-Cow, entry 2534, Oakfield Tattoo Tender ET, exhibited by Chloe and Claire Lamb, Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. And your reserve senior champion, entry 2529, TTM Jordy Buick, exhibited by Chase Savage, Corey Black, and Alexis Arbaugh of Union Bridge, Maryland.
We can turn our attention to the Brown Swiss ring. Judge Hill has completed his placings for our age cow class. In third place is entry 1848. She is our bred and owned winner. Dare to Dream Famous Peaches, exhibited by Dylan Klossner. In second place is an entry from our component merit class. Entry 1859 is Shelburne LC Starlight, exhibited by Larry and Beanie Hill in Vine Valley Farm. We'd also like to recognize her for being our total performance as well as our type and production award winner for the show today. And in first place is entry 1849, Sunny Acres Daredevil Lufu, exhibited by Dawson Lewis. Congratulations, Judge Hill.
3 beautiful old cows out here in your H-Cow class. All have had 4 or 5 calves, cows that are dairy, long in their frame, wearing exceptional mammary systems. The cow that wins the class has the most complete package for me today, the most correctness about her mammary system, more height and width, and smoothness to the top of their rear udder attachment. The big cow coming out in second, a cow that has had 5 calves, she's just recently fresh. She's going to get going here in another month or 2 and probably look better as we get into the later fall shows. But a cow that has tremendous size, length, and capacity, a cow that has tremendous mammary system as well. And she places over the extremely dairy quality cow coming out in third because of the straightness and hardness of the top line. Congratulations.
We're near the end of the day here in your Holstein ring, and it's been a fabulous show. Got to thank the exhibitors and breeders for having me. Thank the volunteers, the people that make this go on. It's a world-class event. Especially thank Jason Zimmerman for helping me. He's been incredible. I'll go out and I'll tap your grand champion, your reserve, and honorable mention in that order. But let's give these breeders, exhibitors, people that got them here, people that get them ready, a nice round of applause. For us, it's a 2-horse race, and it is splitting hairs, but we are giving the advantage to this H-Cow, cow that's had 5 calves. Not take anything away from that 2-year-old. for us today, this age cow is just a little more crisper right up through that head and neck, shows us just a little bit more femininity, not to take anything away from this beautiful cow here, been fresh since February. A cow that's got a bright future, but she uses that width and openness over that chest floor, over your winning 3-year-old that's got just pretty green, but a cow that's going to get better and better over the years. But a nice trio for your grand champions. Let's give them another nice round of applause.
Congratulations to the grand champions of our 2025 Eastern Fall National Holstein Show. Your grand champion went to the winning age cow. Entry 2534, Oakfield Tattoo Tender ET, exhibited by Chloe and Claire Lamb, Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. She will also be your best bred and owned of the 2025 Eastern Fall National Holstein Show. Our reserve grand champion went to our winning intermediate champion and winning fall senior 2-year-old. She was entry 2584, MD Locust Crest P. Zuranaya, exhibited by Chris Chase and Connor Savage, Tom McEuro of Union Bridge, Maryland. And your honorable mention grand champion went to the reserve intermediate champion and your winning senior 3-year-old. She is entry 2492, Pierceton Master Juno ET, exhibited by Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. We would also like to announce our premier breeder and premier exhibitor of the 2025 Eastern Fall National Holstein Show. When I announce them, I would like for you to give them a big round of applause. Your premier breeder and premier exhibitor of the 2025 Eastern Fall National Holstein Show is Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like your attention in the brown Swiss ring. We'd like to introduce the candidates for Senior Champion Awards in today's 2025 All-American Brown Swiss Show. Our 4-year-old winners are coming in first, entry 1841, Empire Winright Lotus, exhibited by Dylan Fry. And in second place, entry 1843, Stocks Martini Twist, exhibited by Trey Daubert. In our 5-year-old division, our winner was entry 1844, Colebrook Creek DT Alina, exhibited by Abigail Wilbur. In second place, entry 1847, Hilltop Acres DB Whisper, exhibited by Dylan Fry. Finally, in our production division, our age cow class, first place was entry 1849, Sunny Acres Daredevil Lufu, exhibited by Dawson Lewis. And in second place was entry 1859, Shelburne LC Starlight, exhibited by Larry and Beatty Hill and Vine Valley Farm. While we're watching our senior champions come in the ring, I'd like to thank our crew today for helping bring you the Brown Swiss Show. Our fabulous ringman, Dean Daubert. And at the desk, we have Maggie Whiting, Andy Hefner, and Laura Taylor running the show. So thank you all for your help today. Also like to recognize the award sponsors for Senior Champion. That's EMM Sales and Service. And for the reserves, Senior Champion Honors, we'd like to thank AgriTrack USA.
better? Oh.
Here in the Brown Swiss ring, we're now selecting your senior champion. We've got all 6 cows out here, the winners of the 4-year-old, 5-year-old, and age cow classes. Head to tail, we've talked about them earlier. In the classes, all 6 of these individuals represent the breed extremely well. I'm really impressed with the memory systems that they all have. So congratulations to all of these exhibitors for bringing out such great cattle. And again, I don't like to waste too much time when selecting your champions. Your senior champion will be on this winning 5-year-old, a cow that has so much correctness to her frame and just the best udder of the cow show today. Congratulations. Following her with reserve on your 4-year-old, an honorable mention down here on your age cow. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our senior champion winners in the Brown Swiss show. Our senior champion was the first place 5-year-old, entry 1844, Colebrook Creek DT Alina, exhibited by Abigail Bober. Our reserve senior champion was the first place 4-year-old, entry 1841, Empire Winright Lotus, exhibited by Dylan Fry. And our honorable mention was our first place aged cow, entry 1849, Sunny Acres Daredevil Lufu, exhibited by Dawson Lewis. The senior champions will be now joined in the ring by our intermediate champions. From earlier in the day, that is our intermediate champion was Buttons Martini Alana, exhibited by Emily Button. She was our winning senior 3-year-old. And entry 1826, Gastview Norman Lexington, exhibited by Jenna Lenhart and Dylan Fry, our first place senior 2-year-old. We'll also have our junior champions join us. Entry 1781 was our winning winter yearling, Spots Pride, BW Patagonia, exhibited by Spots Pride, Amy and Emily Yiser. And our reserve junior champion was entry 1763, the winning summer yearling, exhibited Hills Valley Time Out Ricotta, exhibited by Cameron and Macy Brothers. Let's give a big round of applause to all our candidates for our grand champion honors today.
Checkoff. American Dairy Association Northeast, making every drop count. From the dairy farm to the consumer smartphone, we give them a behind-the-scenes look at how dairy farmers produce nutritious milk, care for their cows, and protect the environment. Our popular virtual farm tours connect students, parents, and teachers with dairy farmers for a live video tour of a farm. Over 500,000 students and families have joined the tours to learn more about dairy. Find more information about our upcoming virtual farm tours to share with your community at americandairy.com.
Sharing a mic here won't be long, but it is really nice to see 5 groups come out for your senior best 3. 5 extremely balanced groups, and with that being said, this first group kind of puts it all together. You love that height and width, that rear udder, that uniformity. And it is a close second with that cow, giving the advantage to second cow. Cows shows a little more quality in that rear udder. Not take anything away from the great balanced group here in third. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the Senior Best 3 award winners of our 2025 Eastern Fall National Holstein Show. Your winning Senior Best 3 goes to Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. Second place Senior Best 3 goes to Peace and Plenty Farms, LLC, Union Bridge, Maryland. And in third place in your Senior Best 3 class goes to Windy Knoll View Holsteins of Mercersburg, Pennsylvania. Congratulations.
In the Brown Swiss ring, we're selecting your grand champion of the show today. Got outstanding quality. I want to thank the exhibitors and the breeders, everyone back in the barns for getting them out here in the way that they did. So, just like earlier, I don't try not to waste too much time. I know these cows are full and everybody's got things to do to go home. But your winning senior champion will be your grand champion today. We're going to come down here to your intermediate champion for reserve. pretty close pair in my mind today. Different cows made up different ways. But I really like that winning 5-year-old and senior champion for her straightness of lines. I'm going to name your honorable mention on the senior troop. Congratulations to her. But this winning 5-year-old, just so correct all the way through. Love the mammary system. It's the little bits about that mammary system that give her the advantage over that intermediate champion. A little bit in the teat size and shape, the way that the rear udder blends up into the body wall. That winning intermediate champion, just a tremendous dairy cow. So much strength and so much brown Swiss breed character about her front end. I love the mass, love the way that the rear udder climbs. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our grand champions of the 2025 All-American Brown Swiss Show. Our grand champion was the winning 5-year-old, entry 1844, Colebrook Creek DT Alina, exhibited by Abigail Wilbur. Our reserve grand champion was our winning senior 3-year-old, entry 1837, Buttons Martini Alana, exhibited by Emily Button. And our honorable mention grand champion was our winning senior 2-year-old, entry 1826, Gastview Norwin Lexington, exhibited by Jenna Lenhart and Dylan Fry. Congratulations.
Just a single entry here in your produce of dam, and you really love the uniformity of these pair of calves, the angularity. Definitely a group that could stand quite a bit more competition. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Peace and Plenty Farms LLC of Union Bridge, Maryland for winning our Produce of Dam class. We will now move into our Dam and Daughter class.
Zooming in.
We will have no entries in our Dam and Daughter class today, so we will move to our exhibitors herd. It looks like we have 3 entries in our exhibitors herd.
Just a single entry here in your Dam and Daughter class. It's nice to see this group on the move. You really admire the angularity that they have, and certainly a group that could stand quite a bit more competition. Congratulations.
So we do have one dam and daughter entry. Congratulations to Windy Knollview Farm of Mercersburg, Pennsylvania.
Three groups here in your breeders herd and three outstanding breeders here. We are giving the advantage to this first group. They have your champion cow and your honorable mention cow. Not that in the second group over your third group, it is a very close placing. We're giving the edge just on them calves. We think calves have a little more maturity to them and they have a little more drop to that midsection. Not take anything away from the last group here. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winners of our 2025 Eastern Fall National Exhibitors Herd. First place Exhibitors Herd goes to Oakfield Corners Dairy, Oakfield, New York. In second place in our Exhibitors Herd goes to Windy Knollview Farm of Mercersburg, Pennsylvania. And in third place, we have Peace and Plenty Farms, LLC, Union Bridge, Maryland. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our winners in the Brown Swiss Ring of the Best 3 Female Group Class, and that goes to A. Joyce Swiss. Congratulations.
Just one entry in your senior best 3, but won an exceptional group of cows, all extremely dairy all the way through, clean cut, angular, open ribbed, and wearing fantastic mammary systems. Congratulations on breeding such a group.
We'd like to take this opportunity to also congratulate the premier exhibitor of your 2025 All-American Brown Swiss Show, and that is Dylan Fry. Congratulations to our Produce of Dam winner, and that entry is from Dylan Fry.
Just one entry in the Produce of Dam class, but an exceptional pair of cows that are extremely similar in their makeup. They're long and dairy and hard-topped, wearing exceptional mammaries. Congratulations. Another single entry in your dam and daughter class, a class with 2 exceptional individuals, so much cow power up front, so much width and strength throughout their frames. Congratulations.
Well, for those of you still left, we'd like to congratulate the Donald Partridge family on their entry for Dam and Daughter. We'd like to ask Dylan Fry to come to the announcer stand to receive his Premier Exhibitor Award. And with that, folks, we are concluding our 2025 All-American Brown Swiss Show. Thank you to Judge Darren Hill. Thank you to those who watched online and in person. We'll see you next year.